Item number 15, reinstatement of deferred city council compensation. You're back, Terrell.
I get the fun items tonight.
Yes, you do.
The item before you tonight is to reinstate the increase in compensation that the City Council approved in 2007 that was effective in 2008. The council has never taken advantage of that increase that was voted in because that was when the economic downturn happened, and due to fiscal constraints, since 2008, council has annually elected not to take the increase in pay as part of the annual budget process and adopted through the budget resolutions. This was until such time as the economy turned around and employee compensations reductions could be restored. So at this time, per the Natalie's staff report, at this time it is right and proper that council consider reinstating the deferred compensation and adopt a resolution reinstating the increase in compensation that was adopted in 2008, raising the monthly compensation from $500 per month to $600 per month. So during the economic downturn, the City Council contributed roughly $40,000 in salary savings. I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right. Terrell, just drawing a blank here on my question, but does anyone else have a question?
Yeah, you're the mayor.
Yes, go ahead.
Terrell, the increase that goes from $500 a month to $600 a month, is it effective immediately, or does it go to the next election and then it takes?
It's effective immediately, okay, because it was adopted after the election in 2008.
Just to kind of put this in perspective, we talk about the hours that we put in for this job, and if you're doing the job correctly, you're probably putting in 20 to 30 hours a week to do this. And if you just conservatively figure 20 hours a week, we're currently at $6.25 an hour. So we're less than minimum wage. So that's who's leading your city. But my comment is that we did, back in 2008, decide to lead by example when we were sitting down across the table from the bargaining groups, and we said to them that we need to have cuts, we need to have furloughs. When we said to them that we were not going to take a pay increase that was due to us at that time, and we have deferred that since 2008. We are getting to a point where we're starting to turn around, and so this is a just time to start looking at this. Are there any other comments from other council members?
We will be trying to go into an election next year in which there will be two positions on the city council that will be open. Those seats will be open. Even though they're currently occupied, they will be open. And we have to encourage citizens that live within the city of Yuba City to be able to come and give of their time to enter into an election, to consider getting into an election and being successful in an election. You're not going to encourage anyone to do it for the pay. The current pay, any amount of pay. We're not the city of Bell. Some of you guys were in like the 5th grade when that happened. Never mind. Look it up on the internet. City of Bell, Southern California. Yeah, it'll all make more sense to you. But we do not do this for the pay. What we do is we want to serve our community at the highest level we possibly can. There are opportunities when we go out and meet with individuals and with business people. If we have to report everything that we receive from the public if we have a meeting. So we're not a Sacramento politician that goes out and somebody buys us dinner while we're out meeting in Yuba City or some other location talking about city business. Many of us we'll simply buy our own dinner as we're speaking with these groups or with any individual in public. Because the reporting requirements are so stringent, if you fail to report a certain level of income, you've committed at minimum a misdemeanor, and you will be fined $10,000 for failure to report. If you don't think that that's the case, look at some of the one of our state senators recently was levied fines for a gift that he received, and it was simply Kings tickets. He was there doing state business at a Kings game, but because it wasn't reported properly, that group and he were fined for that. This happens almost weekly in the state of California. So a lot of times when we look at this compensation, this is, again, we're not paying the rent on our homes. We're not paying for any child care. Some of us may. Well, no, I guess you don't have any kids in child care, but you could have. She's driving now.
You're paying for it there.
But I would even look at individuals that are young that want to come into the city council. They may be a single mother. They may be a single father that they would have children at home. They'd have to cover some expenses also. This money is. I'm not going to just say it's a meager payment. It simply covers a minimal amount of monthly expenses for most council members, and we say it with somewhat pride on how much we get paid or compensated for how many hours we work, because we do enjoy. I think everybody up here will nod their head and say that we enjoy the work that we do, and we would probably do it for free if the city would just pay all of our bills. But that's my underhanded joke on that. But I mean that's my comments and my thoughts on the compensation.
My thought came back to me here. Terrell, I know it's Halfheimer's, but anyhow, Terrell, could you tell us how is that rate determined? Who sets the rates that we are supposed to receive as council members? Is it a figure that we just pick out on our own, or where does this come from?
No, the state government code sets the salary of council members per population of the city. So the Yuba City base calculation is from 50,000 to 75,000 people, and that's $500 per month. And so on top of that, this state has also authorized a 5% per year increase above the base if councils adopt that. And what it is that you adopt it, you can't do any future pay raises. It always has to be arrears. And so the 2008 was from 2001 to 2004, 5% a year, which is the $25 a year raise, which was the $100. And so in order to get any more money, it would have to be, or more compensation, you would have to come back with a new ordinance from the previous year, from 2008 forward. And that was still a 5%, no more than a 5% per year. And it's only effective after the current council is not seated anymore, which would mean the next election, because it's considered a new council at that time.
All right. What's the pleasure of the council?
I'll make a motion with staff's recommendation to increase the council salary from $500 to $600 a month.
I'll second that.
All right. And there was that third option, but we're looking at just the increase of 500 to the 600. All right.
Right.
All right. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.